So hi, welcome everybody to our showcase for Michelle Filliol. And she's been part of WOW for a number of years now. It's been, I think, 2 to 3 years as a WOW ambassador. So welcome, Michelle.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's a great Monday. It's raining outside. So now we can concentrate on being inside and getting to know each other a little bit better. So that's what we're going to do today, is getting to know you as an ambassador and what you do. And my first question to you is, I would like you to talk about yourself and where you're from, what's your background.
Sure. So I am from Maxville, Ontario, which is a little town outside of Ottawa, east of Ottawa. And, I've been in the Ottawa area for some time now, starting a career in IT, which I still have my IT career along with my coaching work. A love for problem solving, which sort of flowed into this work with food and body. I have a couple kids, 2 boys, Louis and Jude, and with my husband just outside of Ottawa, a little town called Hammond. Sort of my background of IT work, and then of course I find myself in this work that I love.
So how did you come to start working with Mind Body Eating Coach? Like how did that transpire?
Yeah, so that's been some years in the making. I started doing this work, working with clients in 2018, but we gotta rewind a little bit or a lot, starting with my own food and body challenges that I had growing up as a kid. Being overweight and this going on my first diet, right, going to Weight Watchers when I was 13, and just struggling with some emotional eating and overeating, and trying to sort through that, go to college and then your sort of freedom and still more overeating and more food struggles, and sort of came to a point whenever I had my kids, was able to lose weight and think, you've got it all under control and figured out. And then motherhood, as you probably know, can be a little stressful, a little overwhelming, a big life transition. And then just realizing that I was struggling with emotional eating, binge eating. I just there was still a lot of work to do in that area. So I just started, looking for answers that wasn't, it wasn't a diet. It was bigger than just weight loss or like going on a diet. So like looking at Jeanine Roth's work, she does a lot of work in the compulsive eating space. Ended up working with a coach, working on mindset and different ways of making decisions around food, which was super, super helpful. And then I ended up taking a training at the Institute for the Psychology of Eating last year. So that's where I got my Mind Body Eating Coach certification and, a whole new set of tools and stuff. So yeah, that's sort of, journey.
And what kind of problems are you helping solve for your clients now? Like what are the...
Yeah, so I would say, like 2-3 years ago, it was like, or even 4 years, it was like weight loss, but like an alternative to a diet. Let's go deeper, right? Let's untangle that. Now, with the training that I took and just sort of my own mon cheminement, like my journey, my own journey of still working on this. I think, we're going to be eaters till we die, right? So we're going to have a body till we die. So we're always going to be learning, and like through food and body, and just it really.
Is it using different tools to try to manage? Is it more managing our emotions?
Yeah, it's about emotional management, emotional digestion, like awareness of emotions. So, my scope has changed to, yes, I can help you with weight, right? If you have weight to lose. And my perspective has changed, right? It's, there's health at every size. It's not so much like thin as like the place to be, right? We can be healthy at different sizes. Sometimes we have physical weight to lose, and sometimes we have emotional weight and mental weight, right? And spiritual weight to lose. So I work with my clients on that. I work with them on body image, body acceptance,
And is that
energy.
how, and is that how your work is different from saying going on a diet or working with a personal trainer? You're more going in depth, like in deep in some of the, maybe limited beliefs or ingrown troubles that are inside the person instead of being outside.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. So I help my clients with nutrition, with an approach that everybody's different and our needs nutritionally will change over the years. It's sometimes we're used to like, here's the way
Yeah.
I eat, and I'm going to eat this way for the rest of my life. And so I work with nutrition, but then it's the eating psychology piece, it's the mindset piece, it's um, unspoken truths and stories or experiences of the past that haven't been digested. Like there's all kinds of different aspects where we're going deeper than just deeper and more empowering, right? Than just here's a list of foods to eat or not to eat, or here's how much you should eat, you know. So that's why I really love this work, because it does, you are peeling the layers of an onion, right? And you're getting to the root of you know compulsive eating and eating that doesn't serve us, right? Deep down, that we know it's not how we want
Yeah.
to be eating.
A lot of people struggle with their eating during the pandemic. Did you struggle at all, and what was that like?
Yeah. So before the pandemic, I was very much in a very stable emotional life. Like, life was good. I had my routine. I'd done all this work on myself. It was really, really easy. And I lost, a bunch of weight, was feeling really good physically. Um, and then moving into the pandemic, I moved into this, we call, with my training, it's these phases of nourishment, they change over time. And I moved into an emotional nourishment phase where your world's a little bit or a lot upside down, which I think a lot of people experienced during the pandemic, and reaching for food more for that emotional comfort, that emotional support, especially being isolated and, kids at home and trying to work, a bit of a mess. So yeah, I recognized, okay, here's where I am, and finding compassion for myself and also for my clients, right? That this is sometimes can be a normal part of life. And that, it's normal, to use food, right? To feel better. It's just part of our, as babies,
Yeah,
that's how it starts.
yeah.
And that to just have compassion for yourself, and then that helps to move through it and find alternatives, right? Where food is not your only support, right? It can be a small support. We get pleasure, right, from food. We get comfort from food. So that perspective change as well, like from before, where it was like, the goal is to like not emotionally eat ever, and I didn't need to most of the time, because, it was just in that stable, period of life, which I think a lot of people were in and got really shooken up by COVID.
And if you could give one piece of advice to help women heal and transform their relationship with food and their body, what would that be?
Yeah, so one piece of advice I would give is really focusing on embodiment. So really connecting to the body, or finding opportunities, and this has to be throughout the day, because if we don't do it daily in some way, to keep coming back to the body. Because what happens is that we get stressed, we get busy, we get overwhelmed, like just life consumes us. And just finding these opportunities to be in the body, because that's when things get tangly is we keep leaving ourselves. We keep, so when we're eating, really being present and slowing down and using that as an opportunity to reconnect, and that'll
Is
help
it
you with.
like eating with intentions?
Yes, yes, and some people are like of intuitive eating, similar to that, to really be present and making it a pleasurable experience and an experience where you're here. So turning off the screens, putting the phone down, taking that time to feed yourself and nourish yourself. Uh, you know, Movement, finding times to reconnect with your body, get outside, walking, yoga, whatever works for you to get back into your body. Because when our eating starts to get compulsive, it's because we've left ourselves. We're like in our heads, we're in our emotions,
It's
we're
true. Yeah.
pulled out. So to just keep coming back, whether that's when you're eating or, finding those moments throughout the day to be able to do that, I think is really key, becomes like a foundational element of
So
all of this.
when you get a new client, how long are they with you? Like, is it how many weeks are your programs, or how do you work with them? What's a typical, consultation with you?
Yeah, so I work one-on-one with my clients right now, and I work with them anywhere between 6 months. A lot of people take some time to untangle food and body stuff. And then as little as 6 sessions. Like we've recently done, like I was doing the longer ones, but I did one where it was like, it was a match to do, let's do 6 sessions. And we really did some powerful work in those 6 sessions. So it could be 6 sessions, 3 months.
And are the session usually an hour and a half? How much are
typically about an hour? Yeah, 55 minutes to an hour, where I like to meet with them 3 times a month.
Yeah.
And then they get a break week to
yeah. Do
go
they
on
get
their own?
Yeah. Do they get worksheets? How does your program progress with them?
Yeah, so depending on the tool that I feel like it's really needed by that client in a particular time, depending on their struggle, like I'll have, supporting worksheets that they can fill out, info sheets to give them an overview of, what I'm explaining. Some people like to see it written out. And then sometimes, it's intuitive of like what I feel like, kind of assignment I want them to do, and maybe I'll send them a little email after just to summarize. So yeah, they'll get different, supporting information or documents and things like that. And I also, in between sessions, I also provide some support through email. I call it if you need to send an SOS alert, or, I'm really struggling with this, or you just want to brag, you just want to be like, wow, like I noticed this change in me, and like, this is awesome,
So thank you for, being here today and explaining to us what you help women untangle some of their commonly, what they're struggling with in their eating and in their body. And so it's a great thing that you're doing. It's awesome that you're able to help people with their mind, their body, and their eating, because it is all connected. So
yeah, absolutely.
So it's great that you're able to do that for women, and because we're the ones that sometimes have some emotional eating habits that are debilitating.
Mm-hmm.
And then people don't know how to really get out of that entanglement, and they don't know how to find other tools or other skills to remove some of the things that for them is familiar. Sometimes that's what it is. It's just something they do day in, day out, and they don't necessarily know how to untangle all that. So there's a coach for this, which is awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, give me a call, send me a message. We can have a chat about it.
So thank you. I will put in the description of this video all your information, how people can get a hold of you. And thank you so much for being showcased today and for us to get to know you.